Welcome back, Devils fans. It is your host, Ace, here on Running with the Devils, and it has finally happened, my friends. Jacob Markstrom will be a New Jersey Devil. Let's go! Let's go. This took forever. We've all talked about it forever. It's the guy I wanted, the guy I thought we were going to get, and Tom Fitzgerald has made his first step in improving this club dramatically for the 24-25 NHL season, and I am getting jacked. I am jacked, guys. Listen, before anyone comes in here with the hate, oh, he's old, oh, he's this, oh, he's that, we'll get to all that in a minute, but this is a big day for the New Jersey Devils, and if you are a Devils fan, you should be ecstatic about this. The rumor came out a little while ago, or that the deal was done, and the details weren't announced, so I didn't jump on here right away because I don't like doing the whole, oh, they did them, and the deal's done, and then I don't like doing the deal's done, then I'm going to come back in a few minutes, and we'll talk about it. So I was waiting for all the details to be released, and per Darren Dreger, Markstrom to the Devils. In return, Calgary gets 23-year-old defenseman Kevin Ball and a first-round pick in 2025. And let's go. Let's go. Not only did we get Markstrom, we did not have to use the number 10 pick in the deal that lots of people were crying about. I was okay with doing it as long as it was something sent the other way with either retention or another pick from Calgary to balance it out. We got Jacob Markstrom for Kevin Ball and next year's first-round pick, which should not be a good pick. We should 100% be a playoff team next year. Now with Markstrom, hopefully go on a deep run, that pick's going to be in the 20s. So we traded a late first-round pick in Kevin Ball for Jacob Markstrom. Unbelievable deal. Solid win for Tom Fitzgerald, and I am now excited beyond belief. Excited beyond belief. And Ball, I said in a video a couple days ago, I thought a few of the defensemen could be on the bubble of being potentially shipped out, and I was hoping Ball was the one that was kept around. And it's unfortunate that we had to lose him, but now that opens up at a minimum a spot on the defense to be upgraded in free agency. And so I do think now Tom Fitzgerald, this might be the summer he really puts his thumbprint on this team for real, because up until now, I don't think he's done anything miraculous, in my opinion. His biggest move has to be the Timo Meier trade, which I still like. For those of you that don't know, we're celebrating Timo time all year long on this channel. We love Timo Meier around here. But this is a move that was long overdue. It had to be done. And it finally did. Craig Conroy, GM of the Flames, has been playing games over the past few days, leaking things to the media, trying to drive up the price. And I'm glad Fitzy stood his ground, because Markstrom obviously wants out of there despite all the nonsense they were saying. He wanted out. And with his no move, he kind of controlled where he was going. And so it's the perfect scenario for the Devils to get him without getting completely crushed in a trade and gouged. And I believe this was great value. This is a great value trade for the New Jersey Devils, which should amount to be a late pick in 2025, and Kevin Ball. It's unfortunate. Big body. I hoped he would develop some physicality, turn it around. But Calgary, I guess, was looking for a young asset they could plug into their lineup at a decent contract, and Kevin Ball doesn't make a lot of money, so I could see where it makes sense for them. It's unfortunate for Kevin Ball that he was here for kind of the cusp of the turnaround, and he won't be here when we're hoisting Lord Stanley's Cup, baby. It's a shame. But Kevin Ball, thank you for your service. I will never forget you. Your contribution in the line brawl against the Rangers will never be forgotten, be forever immortalized in my personal collection through jerseys, game-worn jerseys and photos and things of that nature. We'll never forget you, Ball. But this was a deal the Devils had to be done. The New Jersey Devils are without a doubt a better hockey club today than they were yesterday. And we'll just take a deep dive into the stats here for a minute. So we're going to take a dive into the stats a little bit. Last year with Calgary, in 48 games played, he went 23, 23, and 2 with a save percentage of .905 and a goals against of 278 on a Flames team that, quite frankly, was not very good and started selling off all their defensemen leading up to the deadline and really leaving them out to dry. And it's obvious that they're now more of in a rebuild mode than anything else. And my heart goes out to Flames fans. It really does. To lose Johnny Gaudreau and Matthew Tkachuk the way you guys did, and then kind of have this whole thing unwind coming down the line this year with Zadorov getting dealt and Tanev and now Markstrom, The Flames are clearly going into a rebuild. I got so excited I forgot. Cheers, guys. Cheers. Cheers to all my Devils fans. We earned this cocktail. We definitely earned this cocktail, and Jacob Markstrom is finally a Devil. My God, and the defense is going to get improved. This is a beautiful day. June 19th, 2024. Always remember the day that Jacob Markstrom came to the New Jersey Devils, and then hopefully the rest of the story goes in the next season or the season following, he leads them to a Stanley Cup. So he is 34 years old, but again, I am not too worried about that whatsoever. We've seen time and time again goalies perform at a high level in their advanced age. Bobrovsky is 35 years old, had a great playoff run, had a great cup finals through the first 3 games. Now he's looking a little shaky, but, 35 years old, Bobrovsky getting it done. The great Martin Brodeur took the 2012 New Jersey Devils, the last team, by the way, to force a Game 6 after being down 0-3 in a cup final. At 40 years old, brought the Devils to the cup finals. And so with 2 years left on Jacob Markstrom's deal at $6 million per year, I am not concerned whatsoever about this deal. And the fact that we got him cheaper than I thought we would have been able to get him it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. We needed to move some defensemen anyway, because I do believe we need 2 new defensemen on the blue line in free agency, hopefully nastier, physical, veteran defensemen. And so 2 guys had to go. This deal is kind of twofold here. We got 1 defenseman shipped out, and we traded a future late-round pick, which should be a late-round pick, and brought in Markstrom. Love the deal. Total win for Fitzgerald, in my opinion. And it's a lot less of a return for Calgary than what people were reporting in the last couple weeks, and some of the pipe dreams of a high first and a prospect. That was always lip service from Conroy, and he was trying to drive up the price and ultimately protect his neck, if you will. I'm sure Flames fans won't be thrilled about this, but the situation is what it is. They were kind of backed into a corner, and it worked out for the New Jersey Devils. So last year, 23-2 with a .905 save percentage, of .278 goals against average. The year before, he was 23-21-12, .892 save percentage, and a .292 goals against. And if you look at 21-22, that's where he was the last season that his stats were stellar. In 63 games played, 37-15-9 with a save percentage of .922 and a goals against of .222. I'm honestly expecting, if I'm being realistic, behind a revamped defense for this New Jersey Devils group next season, I'm expecting Markstrom to have somewhere around a .910 to .915 save percentage with a goals against of around 2.6. 2.7 maybe. And listen, a save percentage of .910, .912, and a goals against of 2.65, 2.7, if we had that goaltending last year, despite all the injuries and despite the defense being very porous and giving up A1 quality chances all game long, every game, with those type of goalie stats, we would have been a playoff team, despite all that. And unfortunately, we got league worst goaltending for the majority of the season, and towards the end of the season, it slightly improved, so I don't think we finished dead last, but amongst the worst goaltending in the league at the end of the year. And Fitzgerald knew he had to do something about it, and here we are. Jacob Markstrom, officially a Devil. Wow, it almost doesn't seem real. It almost doesn't seem real, but Markstrom is finally a Devil. And guys, I'm excited. This is just the first step in many that Fitzy's going to make. We still have that number 10 pick, and I'm still hoping we trade it. And now the opportunities are wide open for us here. A defenseman is gone, opening up a spot, and I'm desperately trying to trade 1 more defenseman so that we could go pick up 2 in free agency. And the free agency defenseman list is wild. Wild, wild. Zadorov, Tanev, Dillon, Montour, et cetera, et cetera. It goes on and on. There's no shortage of defensemen. So, I believe we're going to trade 1 more defenseman and bring 2 in. That is amazing with Markstrom, and we didn't even get to the forward group yet. I'm sure Fitzy's not done there as well. So, as much as I've criticized Fitz, and I will never forgive him for last season for waiting so long to bring in goaltending. I think Jake Allen could have been brought in sooner. I understand that everyone says he didn't waive his no-move clause during the season, but then he decided to at the deadline when we were really out of the playoffs by a wide margin and pretty much left for dead, and then he decided to come. So, I think if he pressed harder earlier in the season, we could have got somebody. That's here nor there. We missed the playoffs, and here we are. And I am very content going into next season with a Markstrom, Jake Allen tandem. I do believe that'll give us at least middle-of-the-pack level goaltending. And depending on what we do with the defense, I think we have a chance to maybe be in the top, third of the league or so in goaltending. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't believe I am. I believe with these two new defenders, with Luke, Nemitz, all these guys getting a little more experience, with Dougie Hamilton back, I have high expectations. And this is a beautiful first step in a summer where Fitz can really, like I said, put his thumbprint on this team and really kind of push the group forward towards a Stanley Cup. And Jacob Markstrom, I know some of you are going to hate on the deal. We got him for way less than what I anticipated, honestly. We did, and I'm ecstatic. I think this is a complete win-now move. The Devils and Fitzy are now in win-now. We got Markstrom. This isn't looking down the line where the window's just opening and we're hoping to contend one day and hopefully we can make a good run at it. No, this is a win-now. This is a big boy win-now move. Markstrom, hungry to win a cup, is here. And the fun's just beginning. The fun is just beginning. I'm expecting something big in the next week before the draft. I think Fitzy might really be itching to make a statement this summer. He heard all the chatter and the criticism from last season, which was justified in my opinion. All justified stuff. And I think he's really going to try to do it big. I mean, just Markstrom alone with two defensemen in free agency is wild. Like, I don't see how that's almost a guarantee to happen. Now, I think the level of who the defensemen are remains to be seen, but I do think that it's going to happen for sure. For sure. And then we just look at the career. And you look at Markstrom's career save percentage, 909, and a goals against of 272. Yeah, that's what I'm expecting, honestly, for next year. Somewhere right around where his career average stats are. He's had seasons below that and seasons well above that. But I think with this group, with a revamped defense, his year-end numbers will fall somewhere around there, and that should be good enough to push this team far. Push this team far. Guys, I'm ecstatic, honestly. This is a big deal. It's a big deal not only because it's Markstrom. To me, it truly signifies that Fitzgerald is in win-now mode, and that's the most exciting component of this, to me, of the whole thing. Because you're not going to get Markstrom for 2 years and then hope and wish at the other positions and talk about how the window's just opening and our time will come. No. We're trying to compete now. We're trying to compete now, and the group is close. The group is close. I've said it time and time again. I expect us next season to be much closer to the 22-23 Devils that had that miraculous season with 112 points, setting the franchise record, going into the playoffs, beating the New York Blue Skirts in a beautiful 7-game series. I expect the team next year to be much closer to that team than the shit show we saw last year. And so I am super ecstatic. You should all be too. Age ain't nothing but a number. 34 years old is not 70. Don't let all these detractors and the haters kind of get in your rear. This was a great move, and it did not cost us a lot. This was a much more sensible move as a stopgap for a couple years while the young kids get some time in the minors, and then hopefully in 2 years, one of them will be able to come up and take the reins. And who knows? Maybe Markstrom plays lights out for us guys over the next 2 years, and he looks like he found the fountain of youth after he came to New Jersey, and he maybe gets another 1-year deal after that. It's not impossible. So Markstrom is here for 2 years for sure. It's possible, depending on his play, he might be good for a third. You never know. But the point is, we didn't have to give up a ton of assets to get him. His contract is fine at $6 million the next 2 years. And it gives us the perfect time to groom the young guys coming up in the minor leagues. I love the move. I really do. I did not want to take a gamble on Linus Ullmark, trading them a whole bunch of pieces to bring Ullmark here, and then inevitably he's going to want $6-7 million a year long-term going forward. And in my opinion, he was never a proven guy. He had his playoff follies, and to me that was a huge risk that I was not willing to personally do. I wouldn't have killed Fitzgerald if he did it, as I've said in a video. That's a really big gamble, and you better hope it works out. And it looks like Fitzy agreed with me, and he said, you know what? I'm not going for that option. That's too pricey. I'm going to take a calculated move bring in Markstrom at a much lower cost, and a 2025 first-round pick. Again, if we make the playoff, even if we just make the playoffs, the pick's going to be in the 24, 25, 26. I mean, I understand a lot of you guys love the assets and the stockpiling of picks in the cupboard. That pick means absolutely nothing to me. A late 20s pick in next year's draft. Are you kidding me? Let's go. We improved our roster today. We are looking to win now. And Kevin Ball, again, I'll miss Ball. I really wish he developed into that nasty guy, and maybe he will in Calgary. I'll be rooting for him. But, you know, I thought he was going to have at least one more season here to kind of show his upside and prove his worth. But Calgary, you know, had our man, and they must have been firm on Ball. And you got to give to get. And I think, in my opinion, this was a solid move for Tom Fitzgerald, and it should be an indication of things to come. He's in win now mode, and let's go. Let's go. Let me know what you guys think about this trade. You guys know, if you've been watching me, I thought Markstrom all along was the guy we would get, and he's the guy I wanted for this very reason. And Fitzy brought him in cheaper than I thought he'd be able to. I did think with the other teams being interested that it might jack the price up a little bit. I never thought it was going to happen at some of the packages that were being reported. I mean, some of them were just absolutely insane. A high first-round pick and a prospect, like that was never happening. But I thought, you know, we might have to pay a little bit more than this. But it helped out that Markstrom probably didn't want to go too many other places, and he was already mentally in his head a Devil last season when he waived his no-move clause before Calgary, you know, axed the deal and it all fell apart. So I think in his head he saw the opportunity. It is a young group. We're looking to make moves, and we are positioned to go on a deep run in the next couple years. And with free agency still ahead of us, we could make this team something special. We really can. I'm super excited. Let me know what you guys think about the Markstrom deal in the comments. Let me know what you think about Fitzy making this happen and anything else. What do you think is going to happen in the future? Everything Devils hockey, throw it all out there. But you know your boy Ace is stoked. Markstrom is here. The net is solidified, and I'm looking for Fitzy to make some real big moves in the next few weeks. And the 24-25 Devils season cannot come soon enough, because it's going to be something special, guys. It's going to be something special. Talk to you all soon. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. Until next time, friends, let's go Devils.